Hey guys, got kind of a different video here today. This past weekend was the 4th of July, and I thought I'd share how we recorded our radio communications. So we wanted to be able to record both our public safety as well as our parks division traffic while being out in the field. So we didn't want to have to record it back to a console at dispatch or something like that. So this was the setup that we came up with. So before me, there are two radios. We have an XTS 2500. This was used as the receiving end of the analog transmissions for our Parks division. And then over here on the right, this is an APX 8000. This was on our P25 frequencies, receiving for that. And in the middle here is what the recorder device is. This is where all the magic happens. This is a Zoom H4N Pro. It is a 2-channel audio recorder. Pretty sweet. This is way more capable than what we really need, but this is what I had around. I'm actually borrowing it from a buddy, so shout out to him. But there are two different ways I'll show you on how you can record, and I'll show you exactly how we used it. So first of all, to get audio from the radio to the Zoom recorder, you're going to need one of these adapters. So I have both one for the APX and the XTS series here. The APX part number is BDN6783, and the XTS part number is a BDN6676. And I'll have these linked down below in the description, but they connect onto the side of the radio just like any other accessory would, and they convert your accessory port into a 3.5 millimeter threaded audio jack. So I'll show you on the top here. That's what it looks like. So now this does not have 3.5 millimeter input. We actually need to convert it over to this. So to do that, first we need to get it from threaded to non-threaded. So for this is a cable made by Sheepdog. It's your regular, 3.5 millimeter, but with a threaded end, and then it's got a female non-threaded end. So we'll go ahead and screw this in here. And we will do the same over here on the APX. Okay, with both those on, then we will take this cable. This is just some cheap cable that I found that works. Again, I'll have it linked down below as to exactly what it is, but that will plug in down here on the Zoom. We'll do the same on the APX here. Okay, so on this Zoom recorder, although it says number 1 and number 2 here, this is really made to record a left and a right channel, recording in stereo. So if we go ahead and turn this on, the first way that I'll show you on how you can have this set up, you can use what's called auto recording. So when the radio receives traffic, it will start the recording. That way you don't have one long continuous file. Each, clip or traffic or conversation has its own file. So it may be easier to scrub through that rather than one long multi-hour session, if you will. So I'll show you how to set that up as soon as this Zoom loads. Okay, so now this is on. It says no data, but we do have an SD card in there. I won't pull that out, but there is a pretty standard 32 gigabyte SD card in there. So let's go ahead and go to the menu. So on the side here, you're going to click on menu, and we're going to go down to record. And under auto record, we're going to select on. Once that's on, we can exit the menu. And now what you will see when I key up a radio, let me grab one here. I'm going to press record, and now it will say waiting for signal. So it is waiting for one of these radios to input sound into this recorder, and it will start recording. So I will key up an XPR that I have out of frame here, and you will see that the right channel, or number 2, is now receiving audio. So it is recording now, and then when I let go, it will say please wait. It will save that file, and now it is back waiting for a signal. The same thing will happen over here on the XTS. When it receives a signal, it will start recording. So I will demonstrate that. Now this also has a keyload failure on it right now, so it's also making noise for that. But if I key up another radio over here, you can see the audio coming in on the left channel, and it's recording, and then I will release. You'll notice that once I release the push to talk, it'll wait for 2 seconds. That is set in the menu. I think 2 to 3 seconds is a good buffer time for after, simply because if someone's going to key back up, like it's a back and forth conversation, you'll want to have that recorded as one single file rather than, radio A keys up and then radio B's response to radio A is it's a different file. But you can play around with that and see how you like it. So that's just down here in the auto record menu. You can select the auto stop. Right now it's, like I said, set to 2 seconds. But let's go ahead and turn this feature off. And the reason for that, if we exit the menu here, now the Zoom recorder is in continuous recording mode. So I can hit record, and I gotta hit it one more time. It is now just going to continuously record. So it is making one huge file for however long you want to leave this recording for. This is actually the format that we used. We just wanted one long continuous file. What I found that happens after about an hour of that recording in the auto mode, it actually seems to have issues with writing to the SD card. I don't know if it's just the SD card that I am using, but the buffering period, that please wait after it records your short clip, tends to take longer and longer the more time that you've spent recording. Again, not entirely sure why that is, but if you're just going to record some quick stuff that you want to throw into a video or something, the auto is probably fine. But if you want that long, if you are going to record for a long time, in our example we had about 6.5 hours of total recording time, just one long continuous clip would be my recommendation. So in terms of what else, so like I said, this is really a left and right channel because we're recording in stereo. So I'm going to record some sample pieces of traffic on each radio individually and then on both radios at the same time. And we will jump on the computer and I will show you exactly how to use those audio files to make them actually usable if you're going to use them in, say, a video or something. So let's look at the computer now. Computer, I have gone ahead and I have opened up the SD card, and so it's going to show up with 3 folders. If you're using this particular Zoom recorder, it's going to have 3 folders: 4-channel, MTR, and stereo. Our files are going to be found in stereo. Then you're going to go to folder 1, and there you can see the 3 audios that I have recorded that we can go ahead and use. So I'll play each one of them. The first one is going to be our analog.
This is a test of analog audio. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And digital.
This is a test of P25 audio. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And I've also got one here that's got both radios at the same time.
This is a test of both audios at the same time. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now, if you're just going to be recording for, say, personnel reasons, or you want a log of what's being said over the air, this is probably as far as you need to go. But if you want these files to be usable, say you're making a movie project, video project, or something out of it, there's a few more steps required to actually getting this audio usable. So with recording in left and right channels in stereo, like we did, the output on each of these radios is mono. And the reason for that is most speaker mics and earpieces only have one speaker in them, so they don't have stereo output. And we only plug them into an individual channel. So if you heard, our analog is coming in on our right channel and our P25 is coming in on our left channel. And when both radios are talking at the same time, now we have the same audio being played through both at the same time, it's the same voice, but if it was two different calls being made, that's really confusing to hear one thing in your right ear and another thing in your left ear. So we're going to go ahead and jump into Adobe Premiere Pro, which is their editing software, and I will show you how to convert these clips into stereo audio. Okay, so here in Premiere Pro, when you create a new project, you're going to be brought up with this page where you need to import whatever media it is that you're using. For this, I'm just going to import audio just to demonstrate. So we're going to click on stereo, and then we're going to go down here in the bottom right and click import. Now you'll see on our timeline here that there are 3 clips are in here. So we've got our analog, we've got our digital, and then we've got both at the same time. Now, we're actually going to go ahead and just delete these because this is not what we want. We need to change some parameters first. So up at the top, you're going to click on Window, and then you're going to come all the way down here to Project. It will open up this over here. So this is where we actually need to right-click, select Modify, Audio Channels, and then we are going to set this to stereo. We are going to change this to 2, and you'll see this down here. It is now created clip 1 and clip 2. So in clip 1, we're going to have left, and then in clip 2, we're going to have right. And then we're going to hit OK. And we're going to do the same thing for the other 2. So again, I'm going to go down to Modify, Audio Channels, 2, right, and the same thing for our last one here. Okay, now we're going to drag on, I'm just going to use this third one as an example, we're going to drag that down onto our timeline. So you'll notice the wave pattern is different, and that's just simply because the P25 audio, the radio volume was turned up a little bit more, so that volume is a little bit louder. We can fix that as well, but we need to right click on our clips, and then we are going to unlink them, because right now they move around together, which is fine, but we want to actually be able to control them independently. So we are going to unlink them, and now I can move this over and out of the way. When I go and play it,
this is a test of both audios at the same time. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So now we have isolated just our P25 audio. We can go ahead and turn that down a little bit just by moving this middle line, so about -3 dB. Now this is still only coming out of one ear, and we want it to come out of both. So we're going to go back to our window, and we're going to open up the effects panel. So in effects, we're going to go ahead and search fill, and then you'll see it'll pop up right here under audio effects, special, fill left with right. So whatever it is, in our case, we currently have our left audio, so we are going to fill right with left, drag that onto our clip, and now this clip is stereo. So when we play it back,
this is a test of both audios at the same time. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You can see on our meters over here on the right that came out, and you could hear that it came out of both ears. And that is all that you have to do. So this is now usable in whatever form you want to drop it in, if you want some background audio or whatever it might be, but that is how you set it up in Premiere so that it works. Alright guys, that is all that I have for you today. I did just want to mention one more thing because I know I'll get questions about it. With that adapter being used, specifically the one that I had on the APX, I did want to mention that I have also had success using that on the APX NEXT as well as the XPR 7550 series radios. So if you're using DMR, or if your agency has NEXT instead of 8000s, you can use that adapter and it will work just fine. If you have any questions about how this setup works or want to see anything else, let me know in the comments below. And thank you for watching.